Page 29, related 5-finger patterns. And they give a warm-up and then some improvising at the bottom of the page. I have never looked at these patterns in this manner, but the book is doing it. It's kind of interesting, so let's take a look. We're back to C major and A minor because those are the key signatures or the keys with only white keys. No black keys involved, except A minor, you might get a G sharp occasionally, and even an F sharp sometimes. But what they're doing is they're taking a 5-finger position and they're just stacking them on each other. I have here and here. 5-finger position on top of each other. And the relationship is, well, this is a C major. This one is actually an A minor. Remember, C major and A minor, they have the same key signature. And it works out that way. I've never looked at it that way, but it's kind of interesting. And they go well together, too. You can play them together. Because they're a parallel sixth. There's a sixth, an interval of a sixth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the sixths sound good. They're okay. That's sort of what they're talking about. And then the warm-up thing, again, at this level, I don't think you need warm-ups. But if you're looking for something, I recommend you use the scales. But they're doing this one. C major and A minor together. I don't know, it's kind of interesting. Don't have a lot to say about it, but it's kind of interesting. Now this improv at the bottom, this ad lib, what they want you to do is make up a melody using these two positions, C and A, that fits this accompaniment at the bottom. And how do you know which one to do? Well, ear. If it sounds good, it's okay. Let's take the first two beats. That's the chord. It's a C major chord. So the melody I'm going to use is going to use notes primarily in the chord. Now I can use other notes here. I can use other notes because I don't want to just play the notes in the chord. I mean, I could. It's my melody. I can do what I want. But the point is, I can put the notes in between if I do that. These notes in between are called passing notes. They pass from one note to another. So I want to go from here to here. I can pass through it. So that D is a passing note. It's not part of the chord, but it's just a temporary little note to help you go. And that's what we use in these melodies. So I can do that. Even though I'm playing this, these other notes are just passing notes. You can also use what's known as neighbor notes, which is a note next to the note you want. I might do this, I might do... Because these other little notes then would be a neighbor note to it. Make up other little things. Now in the second measure, I have this chord. So what's that? Well, I want notes primarily in the chord. So that's a D. It's actually here. So I'm going to try and use notes, these notes, in the chord. You experiment. Again, if it sounds okay, it is okay as far as I'm concerned, but that'll help you if I'm not sure which notes to use in the melody. We'll start with the notes in the chord and then branch out from there. Try other things and other rhythms and see what you can do. It's totally up to you and your imagination. In my opinion, as long as it sounds good, it is good. So you be the judge. I'm going to play this melody or this accompaniment for you so you can have something to play along with in case you don't have the CD. So I'll give it 4 counts and I'm going to start. And it is repeated, so I'm going to play this twice. I'm going to take it a little slower than what they're suggesting though. 1, 2, ready, go.